having a fantastic morning. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm going to quickly go around and I would like all our student leaders to introduce themselves one more time. My name's Mo. I'm your student supervisor, and I'm going to be working a lot with all the students on this build. I'm so excited. Elizabeth?
Hi, I'm Elizabeth. I'm your student project manager, and I'll be involved when there's, building stuff happening, but yeah. Other humans?
Yeah, I'll go. Hi, my name's Carter, and I'm managing the build's Instagram and overseeing a few other media things. So yeah.
I'm Nolan. I'm the media production guy, so I film stuff, shoot photos, all that. And this is Penny. She's here for moral support.
I'm Brandon. I am media lead for the build. I help out with video editing and just putting everything into place. Other than that, yeah.
Before I open up some breakout rooms, please go into, let me just put it in the instructions, how to rename yourself real quick. Please rename yourself with your first name, your first letter of your last name, and whether you are a student with an S. We all have student leaders, SLs, and if you're a parent or mentor, P or M. Very simple, just so that helps us know who to assign to what breakout room. And I will get us started very, very shortly. All right, before I leave you to your breakout rooms for 10 minutes, I'm going to put in the chat a list of questions. Google Doc has a bunch of questions on it. Feel free to open that, and I will send you off to the breakout rooms. Have fun. All right, hello. Thank you, welcome back. We are going to go around and introduce ourselves after this. Can I ask whoever Zoom user is to please change their name? I'm gonna put how to change your name in the chat one more time. And we just wanna make sure in terms of breakout rooms, we know who's assigned to what. And now let's kick it off. Thank you guys for coming back. We are going to introduce ourselves. And we're gonna answer one question from the 10 questions doc. And let's kick it off with Nico.
Hi, I'm Nico, and cereal is not a soup.
Thank you, Henry.
Hi, I'm Henry. I need to go going. We're going near this.
For sure. Marion?
When COVID is over, I want to visit my family, so I'd like to go to Connecticut to see them.
Adi?
My favorite ice cream flavor probably is chocolate chip cookie dough.
All day. Zach?
I don't have the questions in front of me, so can you just ask me a question and I'll have the answer for it?
Sure. Let's see here. I want to give you the math question, but I'm gonna give you is cereal or milk first?
Cereal first.
Good. There is a right answer to that. Thank you. Dimitri, did you get to see the questions?
Not yet.
Okay, then I will ask you a different question. How about Boeing versus Airbus?
Boeing.
Okay, good. Our mentors, would you like to introduce yourself as well? I know that you haven't seen the questions, so how about one cool fact about you guys? Thomas.
I like strawberry ice cream. And I like my favorite airport. Hard to tell. But I like O'Neill, Nebraska, because that was that was like a really nice place where they had air conditioning and they had water. And in the hot summer when you're flying out there, it was very nice. And they had like a lazy boy. And so you could just zonk out, drink some water, take a nap, be nice and cool, get back in your plane and then head east again.
Elizabeth?
Hi, I'm Elizabeth. My favorite airport is Vancouver, and that's also where I would go after COVID with my son and my husband, just because it's our favorite spot.
Alexander?
My favorite airport is Catalina Island, Alpha Victor X-ray, because there's a ton of outdoor stuff to do, and it's like landing on an aircraft carrier 1,600 feet in the sky.
Definitely. Well, for those of you who were at our last event, you might remember that you wrote us some questions to try and stump us. So we are going to give us about 5 to 6 minutes. I'm going to be asking our student leaders some of the questions that you asked. We can't get to all of them, and I'm so sorry, but these are some of my favorites that we picked out. So for my student leaders, let's start off with a difficult one. What is the largest aircraft in the world? What is the largest aircraft in the world?
Now, that's a good one.
Can anyone answer?
If I had to guess, I mean, I think everyone thinks the Spruce Goose is.
I
Whether
don't
you
know if
consider
that's...
that to be an airplane or not.
Yeah, that's not what I'm looking for, but it could be.
Is it the beluga one with like the little face?
No.
Antonov.
Nah, the Dreamlifter's bigger than that.
Oh, okay.
The AN-225.
That is correct. The AN-225 is
Wow.
the largest aircraft in the world. How many different types of aircraft do vans sell? This one's a real stumper.
Currently or ever?
That's a good question, and I'm going to say the answer is currently. That wasn't specified. I'll give you a hint. It is under 20.
Who is this a question for?
I think on this one we could include Elizabeth and Alexander. Thomas, you've seen every single airplane on planet Earth. I'm not letting you in this one. You know the answer.
From vans,
I think it's 7. 7 currently.
7. It is higher than 10. Between 10 and 20.
Then it's the ones they've ever made. So currently they make the 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, and 14. You can still buy parts for the 1, the 6, and the 4, but you can't start those kits anymore.
I see. So then it would be overall. How many different types of aircraft? How many different types of aircraft have vans sold? I guess, or have vans put on the market? I guess that would be a better question. Between 10 and 20.
I want to say around 15, but I feel like that's probably incorrect.
Well, you'd be right. It is 15. Right dead in the middle. Good job, Elizabeth.
What a joy.
This one's a little bit too far. All right. I actually had to do some research for this. How many airlines fly to SFO? How many airlines fly to SFO?
We're talking about based at San Francisco or just,
Nope, just flying
touching
to.
it out?
San Francisco is massive, of course. Class Bravo airspace. So How many are we thinking? What do you say, Carter?
25.
Gotta go up even more.
Someone help me out.
I couldn't hear it again. Say it again.
Carter said 25, but the question is how many airlines fly into SFO?
35.
35. Gotta keep going up.
Whoa.
Yup.
Do we count
Any more guesses?
cargo airlines too?
What'd you say, Brandon?
Does cargo count as well?
Man, I mean, technically all airplanes carry cargo, so I'm going to say maybe, and I'm going to say I'm looking for a specific answer, and I don't know.
Is FedEx on the list? That's the big question. FedEx, UPS, DHL.
You know, I don't have the entire. I have a number in front of me. I don't have the entire.
Okay, 102.
I will give you a hint. It is below 50. We got two more guesses before we got to move on. This one might have actually stumped your student leaders. Whoever wrote this, congratulations. This might have stumped your student leaders.
Thoroughly confused.
Wait, are you sure it's under 50? Because I think it's over.
I worked on the website. I did my own research.
The SFO website is the definitive answer.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
And somewhere between 50 and 25?
Yes.
35.
Between 35 and 50.
Yes.
Let's throw out a mean 47 in there.
Elizabeth, 2 for 2. 47.
Wow. I'm obviously psychic.
47.
That's kind of alarming, actually.
Airlines.
Okay, if you
My-
say psychic, what kind of food do I want right now?
That's non-specific. Tacos. Boom, mind powers.
You're right.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't?
A wizard,
All right, well,
exactly.
you guys wrote a successful question to stump the leaders, and hopefully we can do that a few more times. Thank you to everyone who submitted questions. We just could not have a whole lot of time on this, but I loved all the questions that were submitted. Right now, let's watch a video on what our main event is going to be, which is, oh, I didn't share my audio. Of course I didn't. There we go. Which is going to be building our own airport. We are going to be collaborating to build airports, and I'm going to flip this to Brandon once this video is over.
Just as you have street signs and painted lines on the roadways to help you whilst driving, airports have painted markings and signs to provide information, aid operations, and identify the various runways, taxiways, and ramps. Each runway is identified with large white numbers painted on each end. These numbers may seem arbitrary, but in fact, they correspond with the magnetic direction they face. These become the runway's name. For example, a runway laid out east-west would have a 9 painted on one end of the runway and a 27 painted on the other end. These numbers denote the magnetic headings of 90 degrees and 270 degrees that an airplane would be flying when taking off or landing on that runway. When labeling the runways, the magnetic heading of the runway is rounded off to the nearest 10 degrees, and the last digit and any preceding zeros are dropped. For example, a runway with a magnetic heading of 068 degrees becomes runway 7. Additionally, the runway name is pronounced with each digit separately. For example, runway 27 is actually called runway 27. Sometimes, however, one or more other runway markings may also be oriented to the same heading. So, to differentiate between the runways, the suffixes left, center, and right are also used. 2 parallel 7 runways would be labeled as 7 left and 7 right. If there are more than 3 parallel runways, some of the runways would be assigned a different number. Dashed center stripes are painted on runways to aid pilots with alignment when taking off and landing. The most basic of runways will only include the numbers and centerline stripes. However, more sophisticated runways will have additional markings. These markings can identify the runway edges, the threshold, the touchdown zone, and the pilot's aiming point. Finally, additional stripes are used as distance markers each 500 feet. Not all runways are usable. To mark runways that are undergoing maintenance, are currently unsafe, or have been permanently closed, yellow X's are placed on the ends. These markings can be painted on the runway or may be temporary structures. Additional X's may also be placed at intervals along the rest of the runway. Runway markings are also used to indicate when certain portions of a runway are not usable for takeoff or landing. If part of the approach end of a runway is usable for taxi and takeoff but not landing, it will be labeled as a displaced threshold and marked with white arrows. Landing on this portion of the runway is not permitted because terrain or man-made obstructions require an airplane's approach path to be relocated farther down the runway to provide adequate clearance. You can, however, use this portion of the runway to slow the aircraft to a stop after touching down during a landing, but only when that landing is from the opposite end of the runway. Runway pavement that cannot be used for taxi, takeoff, or landing is marked with yellow chevrons. This area can only be used for emergency overrun or has been placed there to limit ground erosion from jet blast. To travel between the runways and the parking ramps, most airports have taxiways. Since runways are labeled with numbers, taxiways are given letter designators. Also, while painted runway markings are white, taxiway markings are yellow. At larger airports, taxiways will have a solid yellow stripe to mark the center of the taxiway, and solid double yellow lines to mark the edge of the taxiways. When a taxiway comes in contact with a runway holding position markings are used. These markings identify where an aircraft is supposed to stop when approaching a runway. They consist of 4 yellow lines, 2 solid and 2 dashed, extending across the width of the taxiway. The solid lines are always on the side where the aircraft is supposed to hold. This means that the solid lines are on the taxiway side and the dashed lines are on the runway side. When approaching these markings, if you are on the side with solid lines, you must have permission to cross the boundary. If you are instead on the side with the dashed lines, no permission is needed to cross. To coincide with these hold lines, larger airports may additionally use an enhanced taxiway centerline. This enhanced taxiway centerline consists of a parallel dashed line painted on both sides of the centerline and is used up to 150 feet prior to a runway. This warns the pilot that they are approaching a runway holding position marking and may need to stop. If an aircraft is trying to land in an airport during inclement weather where fog or clouds are preventing a pilot from being able to land visually, that pilot can potentially utilize that airport's instrument landing.
We don't need ILS information. Brandon, sorry about that. Brandon will explain what's going on, but quickly I want to show, before Brandon shares the screen, I want to show a few airport diagrams really quick. We're going to go back to this. We're going to look at a few airport diagrams to show you pretty much what we're looking for. We're not looking for all of this information. I just wanted to show you a few of what it looks like. Here we have 7 runways. Your maximum is going to be 2. But here it has the number, it has the taxiway, it has the runway, taxiway. This is Alpha 4. This is the Alpha taxiway. Alpha, I hope you get it. Up next, we have, if this will move out of my way, we have SFO, has the Bravo, Alpha taxiways, it has the ramp, pretty straightforward. This is Atlanta's, they have 4 runways. Los Angeles, LAX, 4 runways as well. And this is Oakland. Yes, this is Oakland Airport with 3 runways. Actually 4, excuse me. So this is just kind of to get an idea of what, not exactly what yours is going to look like, but certain airport layouts. And with that, I will pass it over to Brandon to tell you what you guys will be doing today.
All right, so in the chat window, everyone should be able to open up a zip file that has all these PNGs in it, which you can use on your Jamboard. So if you guys can download that and then kind of like use it and unzip it so you could get access to those, you can get access to the pictures there. And let's see, can I? Actually, Mo, can you post the Jamboard link? It should be in that Google Doc into the chat so I can't open it. But right now, we're going to be using Google Jamboards to help draw and make our airport. Just a quick overview, you have a pen, erasers, you have your mouse, obviously. You also have a sticky note that you can use. You could say like, oh, we're group 1, and you could press save. And that would put in a group 1 sticky note there. We also have putting an image, which is probably what you guys are going to be using the most. To do that, you'll press this and then kind of just drag and drop and use your file. We also have shapes, so you have circles, squares, triangles, diamonds, all these different types of shapes. You can add text, just do this. And then just like start typing like that. You also have a pointer you can use. So it's pretty self-explanatory how to use Jamboard. There is that link that we sent in the chat, and that will be able to allow you to go to the Jamboard. If you guys haven't downloaded it, just download it. It's safe. Also, how to use the pictures would be just to, as I said, drag and drop, let it upload. And then once you have it on there, you can resize it and see here. Use like text, and you could put in taxiway Alpha or Alpha taxiway Juliet, and then change the color to white and something like that. So the requirements for your airport would be you can have up to two runways. You can have taxiways Alpha through Juliet. You must have a ramp area and at least 3 hold short lines per runway. I think I covered all of that. Am I missing anything?
Yes, the runways can intersect. Please include the runway numbers because that was went over in the video. You are welcome to ask anyone in your breakout room how to do that. Add the ramp, but it talked a little bit about ILS holding place. Don't worry about that. And otherwise, you are good to go. Brandon, keep going.
All right. Other than that, you guys are good to hop into a breakout room and just create a Jamboard, and then with your group, just go ahead and make your airport. Have fun.
All right. We go. You guys will have about 30.
There's like the pen and the eraser, and there's like the selecting tool. The sticky note is what the person used to create group 1. And then there's the text box and the pointer.
Oh yeah, I see. Cool. And I see you guys added one number for the runways.
Oh, we're working on it.
Perfect.
You guys might need to draw in the lines. The lines might be a little bit out of size.
Do I have to, manually draw taxiways? We can handle that.
There you go. Oh, that's going to be a good question. What type of angle is that? That's what, 60 degrees roughly, so that's like 9.
Perfect.
Another 45, so 14.
Let me try and I'll get a compass in there. See. Check. Where's a good one?
If you use horse sense, it just kind of looks like, roughly.
No, I think it might be backwards.
Because like
The north is pointing down.
Well,
Yeah, I know, because I've aligned it. So this is 2-1. So I've aligned it with that.
the 2-1's supposed to point the other direction.
yes.
That'd be this runway is
Oh,
2-1.
There you go.
In that case, we just change this.
Does anyone know how to change the color?
I think if you select the text.
That's 9.
Okay. But
Yeah, that
yeah,
might.
we did that. So
Okay. Did that work?
4 red, dead, because you're too low. You're not gonna make it to the airport. And 4 white, too high or something like that. You want to get 2 red, 2 white. And as you're coming in, if you get too low, it'll go 3 red and 1 white. If you get too high, you'll get 3 white and 1 red. Of course, it's nice to have that, but you should also kind of get that sight picture in your mind so you know what's happening. And it's pretty easy once you get the plane nice and stable as you're coming in. If you know you're not going to make the airport, just bip the throttle just an ever so slight amount and give it just a little bit of gas and power, and you'll just pull that airport in. And then as you know you've made it, then you reduce the power back out, nice and slow, and then you'll just kind of aim for those numbers. And once you've made the numbers, then you want to kind of, when you get close to the ground, you focus, you make a transition from coming down to looking down the runway, and that'll allow your peripheral vision and your sight picture to allow you to get the nose up just a little bit. You don't want to land on that nose, and then you just keep it, and you hold that nose off, and you just kind of slow fly down the runway as you're slowly descending, and then that's when you get a really nice landing.
Okay, Mo says 2 minutes, so if there's anything else you guys want to add, I want to think about doing that now.
To our final activity. Activity. So, group 1, you will have 45 seconds. Whoever would like to go, explain what's going on here. It looks fantastic.
Well, I wanted a cafe because I was hungry.
All right, then I'm going to ask a question post group 1. What is this black turnout circle?
Because we didn't have a taxiway that all the way to the end of the runway. So if we wanted to land bigger planes, or if we wanted bigger planes to take off, then they can just turn around over there at the ends.
Gotcha.
You'd also run the engine up there too. A lot of planes require you to run the engine up and do a couple checks.
Awesome. Let's move on to group 2. If there's nothing more to say, this looks fantastic. Group 2.
That's cool.
Any humans?
I just realized I was muted for a lot of that. Okay. So, yeah, this is Brightside Airport. We've got a ramp there, as you can see. The F-117s were my doing. There's the run-up areas. We have 2 intersecting runways, mostly correctly named. Taxiways, you can see the ramp there. Yeah.
Awesome. Something that I noticed in both groups is that we have runways, and I wanted to mention that the rule stated that you could have up to 2 runways. So the fact that everyone used 2 interests me, I guess. But I think everyone did a great job.
Technically, it's 4.
Huh?
Technically, it's 4 runways. Each runway is 2 for the price of 1.
But it's the same strip.
It's whichever way you want to take off.
It's like saying you have a bacon, egg, and cheese or a cheese, egg, and bacon. It's still the same sandwich. It's still breakfast sandwich.
4 ways of using
Okay, stop making me hungry.
I'm
though.
hungry. It's not fair. Anyways,
Yeah.
let's go. Oh, first of all, great job to everyone. I'm so proud. These look fantastic. I hope you guys had fun with them. I'm going to kick this over to Carter for a Kahoot.
Okay, guys. So just to wrap this event up, I thought, let's do a Kahoot. So give me a few seconds to pull that up here to start it, and then I have to share my audio, and then we'll get going.
It's a hoot or a Kahoot?
Kahoot.
Okay. I was just pulling your leg, It was only meant to elicit a smile. That's the only thing I say. Kahoot, that's cool.
You guys can see it, right? And hear it?
Yes.
All right. Perfect.
Now, here's what I'll say, just for all fair game. Everyone, including student leaders and mentors, is allowed to play this.
Everyone.
Competition.
How do I get?
Go to the Kahoot website, and it'll give you a location to input a pin, I think.
Just type in kahoot.a.
Oh, there we go. Thank you.
So you're going to be, for those of you who haven't played it as much, you're going to be looking at the screen to see the questions, and you're going to be answering on your own device. And there's more time set aside if you only have access to one device and you have to go in between, back and forth. So
Can you just say the pin out loud while I'm at the screen? 5149.
514-9856.
Yeah.
Did I just show up?
5149.
856.
What's the rest? 856.
856. Yes. I made it.
Perfect.
This is cool. Thank you for showing me this. I had never played it.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Is there anyone who's still trying to join that can't join yet?
Let's
okay.
do it.
Okay, we'll start. It should be a pretty easy thing for you guys. I have faith in you guys.
Let's see here.
Okay, perfect. Almost perfect.
I know who did the 172.
Well, okay, yeah, that's the RV12, the plane we're hopefully going to be building as soon as possible. But yeah, that is a completed RV12, painted and with wheel pants. So, okay. Perfect. Next question. It's okay if you don't know this one, but I think we talked about it in the last event. So just give your best guess. Should be perfect. Okay. There you go. And there's going to be lots of riveting when it comes to building. This plane has lots of riveting. Okay.
11,000, so 10-something thousand rivets. It's a lot.
Not
There's
that
more
many,
of us
only
than-
11,000.
Elizabeth knows. She's put a bunch of them in.
You know you've done it better than the manufacturer when you have a few left over.
It's efficiency of design. I've improved.
Yeah.
Some of them are a little bit, they don't always have the correct diameter and all that stuff.
How long is the runway at San Carlos? Approximately. We can't exactly see the airport diagram, so just give your best guess.
All of you people who fly out of there on a regular basis have all the secrets, huh? Fine.
I've tripped people up a little bit. Yeah, so you have to
Nice job.
Units, but it's 2,600 feet, which is weird because I always thought it was 2,500, but I looked at the airport diagram and I'm wrong. It's actually a little bit over 2,600 feet, so.
I only need like 500 of it or something.
Yeah.
It 12 takes off on it in a heartbeat.
This one's a good one. Picture's not going to help you though. It's just there for show. So.
Darn.
That's tripped a lot of people up. This is what the van's website said. So, you know, Thomas, is this right? Or am I stupid?
No, I think I looked at the plans is what I looked at. So.
Well, wouldn't it be 7 because of the engine, but that comes already built?
Yeah.
Not a kit.
Yeah.
I could go. I just look at the plans and it has in the flow of the plans. It shows the different kits and different parts and pieces. There's some optional ones too. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just look at the cost and how much money we need to raise for each step. So I thought it was 7.
Okay.
Ooh.
This came up at our last event for a little bit, so if you're paying attention, you'll know, but if not, then it's perfectly fine. You'll know now.
Reminds me of Reed Hillview.
Yeah. There you go. That's most of us. Okay, so Class Delta. And sits right beneath San Francisco's Class Bravo airspace. So you don't want to, once you take off from runway 30, you don't want to keep going otherwise. Unless you have.
The screen on the G3X, the screen will show you in relation to the airspace in lateral and vertical where you're at.
Yeah, yeah.
And the San Carlos Tower is always really good at trying to help you keep out of that airspace. And if you get the proper authorization, you're okay.
Yeah. What Thomas said. Perfect. Okay. So, yeah, we can only start building when it's safe. And I don't know. Did we have a COVID update at the beginning?
No, I forgot to do that.
Go
But
for it now.
short answer is we don't know because things are getting better, but San Mateo's still in the purple tier, and we're just kind of stuck. So we're just gonna wait for a while. Yeah. Which
We want
kinda
to build
sucks.
as much as you guys, so it's hard for us too. So
Hopefully
now
it'll be
it's-
soon.
Yeah, for now it's cahoots. Soon it will be, 11,000 rivets. So
Remember, the first
I hate to
priority
give
is
the
always
answer away,
pizza.
but if it's not pizza,
Oh,
then I'm gonna
I didn't
Okay,
read
so-
it properly.
no one got it right. It was actually pizza.
Pizza.
Definitely pizza.
Absolutely pizza.
Absolutely 100% pizza.
So safety is our number one priority, but that does not mean we can't have pizza. We definitely want to make sure the plane flies, hopefully, and we absolutely want to have fun.
How are you expected to be safe when you're hungry thinking about pizza?
Actually, we got to prioritize safety in order to get pizza. So just remember that as an incentive.
But part of the build process is we gotta have a pizza oven.
Yep.
Why do you think we rev the engine so hot?
Exactly.
Exactly. It's where you cook the pizza.
Okay, a little bit of a harder question, but I have faith in some of you, most of you, all of you. Wow.
Oh
Okay.
wow!
Well,
Oh, it was not the carrier.
no,
Yeah.
I tried to, trick people a little with that. So that is actually an old Boeing plane called the Stratocruiser. It's a very popular plane. And they actually took it from a bomber, Was it this I think it was the I can't remember. I'm not good with warplanes.
Probably a B-29 then. 'Cause if it's called a Strato Cruiser, then I'd assume that it's designed from the B-29.
Yeah, yeah.
Final two.
Okay. It's an easy true or false one. Okay, so that is actually false. There are only 2 seats. That's not necessarily a bad thing. If you want those extra 2 seats, you just got to go for the RB14.
10. Most of them are 2 seats, and the majority of people fly with just 2 people.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. It's cool. Something to know. And then the final question. So remember, it came up briefly in the video we saw about the airport lights. Nice job. There you go. Too red. Not good. Too high. It's too white. Probably want to go around. And, if you got half
The
red.
only way I remember that was Thomas said,
I blew it. I
"Too
gave
red,
you.
you're dead."
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you were listening, then you can remember stuff. So that's good. Okay. Let's see how we did.
Woohoo!
Okay, so no one used their real name, but
I was F-104.
Great job to everyone.
great job to everyone. Yeah,
Let's
pretty well.
wrap this puppy up. Just for reference, and just because I like to gloat, I was 700, so just to gloat a little bit.
And you can give
A little bit
it.
unfair.
I appreciate that.
Life isn't fair.
I thought it was Brandon.
No, that was me.
Ideal.
Thank you guys. Thank you to everyone who participated in today's event. Thank you for showing up here. I hope you guys enjoyed making the runways, and I mean the link's always going to be open, so if you want to add more to it, you are more than welcome to. We will have our next event and an email sent out sometime. Are there any last questions about anything that was on the Kahoot, anything we did today? Any questions at all?
I had a hoot on Kahoot.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. All right. Well, with that, I will end this meeting. Have a great week. If you're flying, fly safe, and we shall see you very, very soon. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Take care.